hello everybody, and welcome back, basically. welcome back. I'm Andrei, as usual, and as you may know, probably. And after a kind of long break from live streams in this 2022, I decided to go back to this activity that I really like, actually, and that I consider very useful for many things. Like, for example, for sharing some great music. So yeah, the beginning of this new series of live streams is the second season of Under the Label. Well, maybe I can do a little bit of an introduction if some of you doesn't know what Under the Label is. Under the Label was a series that they started in 2021. And in this series of live streams, we listened to different labels, underground and experimental music labels. And and we discovered a lot of music during the 2020 with, I guess, 15 episodes. But this second season will be wider, totally wider, because I selected many labels, and we are going to listen to their music and their releases for this whole year. So every Wednesday on this channel, I'm gonna do a live stream where we will listen to the music of, many different artists and musicians from all over the world. So yeah, that's Under the Label Season 2, first episode. Since I selected a lot of music for today, I think we can go straight forward to today's label, which is Les Disques Bongo Joe. Hello, Pilbug. Hello, welcome. How is it going? Hope you are all fine and well in this tough time. And yeah, I also hope that... hey, Foot! Hey, welcome. What a comeback with all the friends in the chat. Thank you for being here. It's super appreciated. So today's label is Les Disques Bongo Joe, and it's a label dedicated, as you can read from the description here on the sides. I'm listening to the music on Bandcamp, and this is something that is part of this series from the beginning. So we are gonna listen to the music on Bandcamp, so you can, of course, go there after the live stream, and if you liked something, support the artist and buy their releases, support the labels. I selected mostly underground and basically unknown labels, but with, great quality music. And so yeah, if you want to support their work, I'm gonna post the link to every release in the chat during the live stream. So, Les Disques Bongo Joe explore contemporary undergrounds to dig out extraordinary sounds and plows the furrows of time to unearth rare nuggets from here, there, and everywhere. I think it's based in Switzerland, and it's focused on something that I don't want to call war music, because it's not war music, but it's focused, the releases of Les Disques Bongo Joe is focused on contemporary music combined with folk music, and taking projects from all over the world, also doing some restorations of old recordings. So during this live stream, we are going to listen to some restored recordings. All music is world music. You're right, Analog. That's right, but I have a little bit, I have a little bit of... it's difficult to me to use the world music definition, because maybe we can go deep in this topic later. If you want, I can talk a little bit about it, why the term world music sounds a little bit strange, because it's connected to, the past and a couple of things that I don't really appreciate about this description and this type of approach to music from the world. Anyway, yeah. Les Disques Bongo Joe. This is the first listening that we are, facing now. It's Futur Anterior, which means I don't know how I can translate exactly in English. Anyway, yeah, Futur Anterior, and it's a release that celebrates the 5-year anniversary of the label. It's a compilation of 19 tracks created by the community of contemporary artists of Bongo Joe. And all the artists provide an interpretation of a track previously released by the label from another artist. So, I really like the idea to start this new series with something that is so connected to new practices and different practices of community creation. And yeah, that's the perfect beginning for me. Yeah, probably it's something like future past. Because anterior means something that is behind, that is before, and future, obviously. Futur, it's future, obviously. Well, let's start with this first listening, and yeah, again, thanks everyone for tuning in. I hope you'll enjoy this journey with me. Futur Anterior, Bongo Joe 5 years.
hayata kavuşalım. Hiç kimse tutamaz, hiç kimse engel olamaz. Bazen nefret olur nefes, kesilir birden, boğuluruz. Umut dolu bir haykırış, değişir bizim rengimiz. Sito content Elida. Tout content moi Elida. Tout content moi ton paquet pour nous aller. Moi ton paquet pour nous aller. Moi ton paquet pour nous aller. Moi ton paquet pour nous aller dans l'endroit, ma oui. Arrive, ma oui. Arrive, ma oui. Arrive, ma oui. Vaya sanguina pena. Motiamo mon soir dans mon poste, passo in motirama per cubri. Moto mazizemo mazini. Moto mazizemo calcile. Moto mazizemo mazini, mon mazine, parole, mon maman. Parole, maman, tu vers moi. Parole, maman, dis vers moi. Parole, maman, dis vers moi. Mon asmo, c'est qui t'a mon lacré. Elida, Elida. Joli bonheur, Duena. Joli bonheur, Duena. Et les étoiles roses dans ton front. Sito content Elida. Trop content moi Elida. Trop content moi ton paquet pour nous aller. Moi ton paquet pour nous aller. Moi ton paquet pour nous aller. Pour nous aller dans l'endroit, ma oui. Arrive, ma oui. Arrive, ma oui. Arrive, ma oui. Vaya sanguina pena. Motiamo mon soir dans mon poste.
That was the first listening for this new series of Under the Label, this new season. I'm so excited, really, because I can see it will be a super cool journey. Yeah. Super nice. Let's move on to hello, Quitchman. Welcome. And let's go and with the second release that I choose for this. This one was super nice, super psychedelic, and I really love it. Let's move on to the label page and let's search for the second listening. I decided to go back at the beginning of the label and start with this band called Hypercult, because the cover was super nice. And that's also one of the criteria that I use when I select music. Of course, I listen to it before, but also I really like to enjoy the visual part of it. So yeah, behind Hypercult, I usually read also the description of the albums where there is one, obviously. So of course we can share a little bit of informations about the artists and the release and the ideas behind it. Behind Hypercult lie Simone Aubert and Vincent Barthollet. The former wax her drummers with pinpot precision, while the later tames his double bass, making it thrum in a continuous loop. Together they hum repetitive and inspired litanies. The result is an hypnotic ball of fire that is contemplative and extraordinarily powerful. So this is a release for drums and double bass. Hypercult with the homonymous album.
passé, nouveaux rêves à faire germer, et tant de choses à inventer. La nuit finira tel un jour. Pourrions-nous vivre sans détour?
de la ville déguisé en marchande de pommes. Le brouillard était chaud et orange. En fait, il s'agissait de la sueur du dieu des pumas, le cire de feu, qui enveloppait un phénomène naturel très fragile. Comme ce phénomène ne s'appelait pas Blanche-Neige, il ne croyait pas aux marchandes de pommes. Alors il a dit « Salut, choléra !» d'une voix forte, et la pauvre vieille dame est tombée en poussière. Comme tout ceci se passait dans un endroit très privilégié où il n'est pas question de mourir de faim toutes les 5 minutes, alors on pouvait respirer un peu. Ça n'empêche pas que les églantiers ont bourgeonné en janvier, que les pendules ont créé des choses invraisemblables et que les serpents se sont couchés ronronnant au pied de l'agneau à tête de mule, et que la neige s'est arrêtée de tomber à 3 cm du sol pour ne pas étouffer un phénomène naturel très fragile mais bien improbable.
That was Hypercult by Hypercult. Super nice, very post-punk, new wave vibes also in this one, but of course with that twist of the very loopy and rhythmical and trance-like type of vibe. Also super nice vocals. And so good. Well, let's move on to the next one, because we are just at the second release, and I selected 8 of them from the label. And a lot of fermented cabbage. The next one will take us in a completely different place. Because, as I said in the beginning, this label is also focused on saving and restoring old recordings. Like, for example, this one, which is called Gumbai, Music from the Bahamas, 1951-59. It's a selection of works of musicians and the recordings from that time, and restored for the release here. So let's take a listen to it. Gumbai, Music from the Bahamas, 51-59.
One pair started out upon the 7 seas. Pretty soon I wound up in the West Indies. An island girl, she happened to be there on hand to greet me as I landed on the tropical sand. I felt that I would melt into a warm embrace. So taken up was I with all of savage grace. But just when heaven seems to be so very near, she take me by the arm and whisper in my ear, Gumbai, Gumbai, rock and do the Gumbai, come and do the Gumbai rock. Gumbai, Gumbai, rock and do the Gumbai, come and do the Gumbai rock. Gumbai, Gumbai, rock and do the Gumbai, come and do the Gumbai rock, rock. Gumbai, Gumbai, rock and do the Gumbai, come and do the Gumbai rock. Although I didn't understand just what she meant, when I heard that rockin' tempo I was really sent. It didn't take me long to get hip to that beat, as I watched the moment of her dancing feet. This had been calypso, I'd have been prepared, but now this rockin' rhythm really had me scared. My spine began to tingle from my head to my toe. And then my native girl, she shouted, go man, go. Gumbe, gumbe, rock and do the gumbe. Come and do the gumbe, rock. Gumbe, gumbe, rock and do the gumbe. Come and do the gumbe, rock. Gumbe, gumbe, rock and do the gumbe. Come and do the gumbe, rock. Gumbe, gumbe, rock and do the gumbe. Come and do the gumbe, rock. Gumbe, gumbe, rock and do the gumbe. Come and do the gumbe, rock. Gumbe, gumbe, rock and do the gumbe. Come and do the gumbe, rock. Gumbe, gumbe, rock and do the gumbe. Come and do the gumbe, rock. Gumbe, gumbe, rock and do the gumbe. Come and do the gumbe, rock. Rock.
Get your coconut water, man, it's good for your daughter. Coconut got candy, make you feel very dandy. One woman told me the other day that no one can take a sweet man away. I asked her what was the mystery. She said coconut water and a rice curry. Coconut got whiskey, make you feel very frisky. Coconut got conch, make you feel very drunk. Bye 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 bye. Oh, saliki mama, yes sir. Oh, yes sir. Riba kanga, yes sir. Why? Oh, fuck it, tell me. Yes sir. Day that no one can take a sweet man away. I asked her what was the mystery. She said coconut water and you, Dudley, hot like iron, make you strong like a giant. Coconut got conch, make you feel very drunk. Coconut, bye. Coconut woman say, man, I got coconut by the dozen on the treetop, child. Yes, sir. Then she say, coconut.
Papa's beat the drum again. Boombe, mama's having fun again. Boombe, so wicked dance when they do the boombe, 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 do da 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 da. Boombe, boombe, do da 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 da. Kick the devil out of you, just like the boombes do. First they build a fire and it gets higher, higher and higher, higher and higher. Then they dance around it and they get wilder, wilder and wilder, till the devil's in the fire. So, boombe, boombe, do da 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 da. Boombe, boombe, do da 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 da. Kick the devil out of you, just like the boombes do. thought of you, just like the Goombas do. Goombay.
And that was Gombe, music from Bahamas, 1951-1959. Let's read the description because, of course, you were curious about this release, and it's one of the main features of this label that also works to restore and save some old recordings of music from the past. Just off the Florida coast, Bahamian Gombe music is a succulent hybrid somewhere between rhythm and blues, Trinidadian calypso, and Jamaican mento. Yet it comes from the Bahamas, where it lives on as a separate style. The presence of world-class composers and performers, Blind Blake Higgs, George Simonette, or Charlie Adamson, made the sounds of Nassau a golden age filled with unique charm and tropical dreams. Yeah, so nice. I really liked it. Also, thanks everyone for the subscription and for the gifts, the gifted subscriptions. It's super appreciated. Let's move on to the next release, and let's go back to our present times with Latin, with this work called Tardivissime. Probably it's wordplay between tardive and tardivisme. I don't really know, but I think the band is Switzerland as the label, so probably it's a French word and French wordplay. Latin is a tricephal beast discharging a singular energy in which one may detect echoes of traditional music, saturated repetitions, ethereal harmonics, or imaginary choreographies. All of these coexist in Latin's music and are freed from their origins in a unique framework. The Franco-Swiss trio perform music wherein every influence, however profound, is distilled by patterns becoming themes. The goal is not to break models, but to make their existence solid, concrete, as fragments cleverly carved out of rock, so as to be reassembled. There are no starting points, no ending points, no standard form structures. This all disappears as the senses encounter the first shock waves. Obstacles are erected as familiarly unknown, constructions of bits and pieces remembered as replicated gestures for multiple angles. Latin's goal is not to rearrange or reinvent living music, but rather to groove every furrow again and again until it's totally exhaustion. The band is composed by Alexis de Grenier at Viella Ralou Artigordi, Cyril Bondi, percussions, Dean Sees at the Indian Harmonium and Electronic, and it's recorded in Geneve. Latin Tardivisme. And that was Tardivisme by Latin. Obviously, we listened to the whole track because it needed to be listened to the whole track. Obviously, the fact that it's so repetitive and the fact that it's so drony, it's really the core of this type of music, and it needs to take all the time to be developed and to be, to act as a something that change your perception of time and space sometimes also. Latin, Tardivisme. But let's move on to the next release. And we will change again place and time, because we are going to listen to La Flûte de Morne, Volume 1 by Max Cilia. Born in... I'm mixing accents, trying to speak French, Italian, English, sorry. Born in 1944 on Martinique Island, Max Silla, worked his whole life to resurrect the bamboo flute played by his forebears in the fields from the relative oblivion into which it had fallen in the early 20th century. At first, Max Silla built them. He went up into his native coastal hills to manufacture them according to traditional rules used in India. Using a simple piece of rough wood, he fabricated a noble instrument of great historical significance that showed the way for a younger generation in search of its identity. I came up with the name of the Coastal Hills Flute, the great mystic asserts. Fascinated by Cuban music and Latin rhythms, he composed and played his own songs accompanied by the island traditional percussions. He recorded and released La Flûte de Morne Volume 1 in 1981. Max Silla played with Archie Shepp in Paris, recorded on Bonga's album Angola 64, shared the stage with Tito Puente and Machito, and keep on playing today. Max Silla, Le Flûte de Morne, Volume 1. And that was Maxil with Le Flux de Mort, Volume 1. This guy would fit in well with Letro. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. In a certain way, totally. Let's move on to the next listening. And yeah, let's go back to, you know, some different type of sounds and timbres. The next listening, it's from the band called Massicote, and the album is called Krat. There is no description here, so yeah, let's go with it. Massicoat with their album Krat. So good, super nice, really, really, really nice. And I don't know if you have this idea, but there is some sort of connection between all this very different type of music from very different places. There is, I think this is the interesting part of facing and listening to a label in their releases, because there is a choice, obviously, and this choice is connects many points on a map. So nice, really, really nice. Well, let's move on to not the last, but the one before the last listening for today. And since we are crossing borders and traveling through the world, now it's time to listen to some cumbia. This album is by Meridian Brothers and it's called Cumbia Siglo XXI.
Somos una manada, pateando todos los gomelos, los cumbieros que mandan. Con mi tambora y mi tambor voy a hacer un sendero pa'l dogmatismo nacional, pa'l cuaro mensajero que me dice lo que debo pensar. Lo importante es que la cumbia suene más fuerte que los problemas. Al pueblo mi cumbión, voy a olerme todo el boxer, voy a levantar mi pollera y mi empresa voy a encontrar el alma, porque la cumbia es sensación, porque la cumbia es mi dinero, porque debajo del palmar vamos a hacer una fogata bien loca, bien pasada, bien pasada. pasada, bien pasada, ay, bien pasada, bien hijo de puta.
Candelario es el hijo guapo del señor que le llaman el pichamán. Cuando visitaban carnavales, en el parque me explicaba stalking y me hablaba de todo en bailín, de cómo hacían el amor y me instruían la diversión. La única pinta que tocó mi flow fue el hijo del pichamán. La única pinta que tocó mi flow fue el hijo del pichamán. Él fue, él fue, él fue. Fue mi primer amor y era un puta. Candelario es el hijo guapo del señor que le llaman el pichamán. Yo sí que pensaba en su cosilla cuando llegaba a Barranquilla, porque ya tengo 32 años, ahora ya tengo la libertad. Es un derecho y es igualdad. La primera pinta que tocó mi flow fue el hijo del pichamán. La primera pinta que tocó mi flow fue el hijo del pichamán. Él fue, él fue, él fue. Esta bien nunca fue muy fácil, y mucho menos en carnaval. Pero cuando me insinuaba todas las cosas de la cama, él venía y me enseñaba de la liberación sexual que su papá le enseñaba, y volvíamos a expresar. La única pinta que tocó mi flor fue el hijo del pichamán. La única pinta que tocó mi flor fue el hijo del pichamán. Él fue, él fue, él fue. La primera pinta que tocó mi flor fue el hijo del pichamán. La primera pinta que tocó mi flor fue el hijo del pichamán. Él fue, él fue, él fue. La primera pinta que tocó mi flor fue el hijo del pichamán. La primera pinta que tocó mi flor fue el hijo del pichamán. Él fue, él fue, él fue. Voy a gozarte los placeres, voy a bailar con mi rata encantada, voy a fritar mi pescado alado, voy a chuzar mi celular.
and that was the Meridian Brothers, Cumbia Siglo 21st. Very weird and very uncanny, as Analog said, in a certain way, and I really like this, this approach to a genre that is, totally destroyed by the pop culture in general. Cumbia and most of the Latin American type of musics are used in a lot of inappropriate ways, in my opinion. And this is an interesting way of, changing a little bit not the structure, but the feeling that it can create in a listener. So yeah, super nice. And then we have the last listening for today, for this episode, which is from the Orchestre Tout Puissant Marcel Duchamp, and it's called We Are Okay, But We Are Lost Anyway.
driving, for flying, for my mountains of recycling, for drinking out of plastic bottles, for drinking too much, for eating too much, for wasting food, for talking too much, for saying too little, for not being funny enough, for being too tired, for being too wired, for being too demanding, for being too assertive, for being needy and greedy, for criticising, for being a pushover, for being British, for working too hard, for being too busy, for not responding sooner, for not earning enough, for finding things hard, for having it easy, for having enough when some people have nothing, for letting my kids have too much plastic crap, for eating frozen pizza and baked beans 3 days in a row, for getting paid well to do a job I love when some people are paid shit for doing jobs they hate, for doing things badly when I'm in a rush, for being stressed and ratty with the people I love.
shine bright for the lost in heaven, and we will still believe a dream that's new to the lost in heaven, blabbering and tall. We'll all fall quiet with a breeze in heaven, shaving down the wood, scratching every layer. It's all become in a day. Clever, fast and tall. It will be good for the lost in heaven. Shaving down the wood, scratching every layer. It'll be gone in a day. Clever, fast and tall. It will be good for the lost in heaven. Restless bodies, eager dreams. We're okay, but we're lost anyway. We live on.
And that was Orchestre Puissant, Marcel Duchamp. We are okay, but we are lost anyway. And I hope you got lost a little bit with all those super interesting and super nice listening of Les Disques Bongo Joe, this Switzerland label that releases a lot of amazing stuff. So I reposted the link in the chat, and of course it's on the screen, so you can check it there. But I will re-upload this live stream on my YouTube channel, and I will put all the links in the description, obviously, so you can go there. And if you like something, you can support the musicians and the artist and the label. Well, that was it for today. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, because super nice music. And I will be on stream probably the whole year. That's my plan. Every Wednesday with this format of Under the Label. The time of the live stream can change from week to week, depending, of course, of my job and shifts, etc., etc., etc. But if you follow the channel, you will be notified every week about the live stream. And of course, I will post on Instagram and on Facebook news about the time every week. Next week, it will be again at 4 p.m. UTC, so same time as today. And we will discover a new label. Nice. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Thanks for the subscription. Thanks for everything. As usual, it's super nice, and it's a pleasure to be able to share these moments with you, even in these very tough times. Again, thanks everyone. Stay safe, take care of yourself, and see you next week. Bye bye.